Okay, we've got one more minute. So hi everyone who's just joined. If you would like to use a yoga strap for this class, just to help with the forward fold. So if you don't have a yoga strap, you're welcome to use maybe a tie that you use around a bathrobe or something like that, a dressing gown, or a belt, or maybe a towel. You don't have to use it, it's only just to help with those forward folds over the legs, and if we're doing some stretching as well. So up to you if you would like to use it. So we're just going to start the class today in a seated position. So coming into cross-legged, or you can bring the legs straight out in front of you, or coming onto the knees. And if you want to here, you can take, if you have a yoga block or just a cushion, and just placing it underneath the sit bones. And this just helps the sit bones to raise up here, tilting the pelvis forwards. And just bringing the hands to the knees, palms facing down, or have them facing up, whichever is more comfortable for you. I'm just going to close the eyes here. And just start to take some deep breaths. So inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth here. And we're just coming to slow down after the day, winding down, starting to relax. And just keep using that breath as we inhale through the nose. We're filling the chest, filling the ribs, all the way down to the belly. And as we exhale, fully emptying. And if your mind just starts to wander, gently just bring it back to the breath. So we're just trying to hone our focus here. And taking a scan of the body. Seeing if there are any areas of tension or tightness. And we're just actively going to send the breath there. And with that inhale, we're filling the body, bringing that new air in. And as we exhale, fully emptying. Just starting to release here through the shoulders. Releasing through the neck muscles. I'm going to release through the jaw here. So maybe just taking some circles with the jaw, just helping to release it. We really want to be grounding down through our sit bones here, drawing up through the spine all the way through to the crown of the head, but not forcing here. So we're still relaxed, still keeping that belly soft. And the crown of the head is just balancing over the top of the sit bones. Keeping that breath moving through the body. And we'll just come into 3 rounds of conscious breath here. So we're going to inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, sighing. And just gently opening the eyes here, just keeping them soft. And as we inhale, we're going to begin to raise the arms up. So we're stretching all the way up, reaching through the fingertips, reaching high, sending those shoulders away from the ears. Keep reaching up with that inhale. And exhale, lowering the right hand down, reaching over with the left. Finding that chest rotation, so really rotating that chest open, taking the gaze under the armpit. And when we use our breath here with that inhale, feeling the stretch through that left side body. And as we exhale, maybe folding a little deeper, option to come down onto the elbow, making sure that that hip, the sit bone, doesn't lift off the floor. So if it does, just coming back up onto the hand. Inhale, coming up through center. Exhale, lowering the left arm down, reaching over with the right. Again, twisting that chest open, taking the gaze under the armpit, so we're keeping that neck long. Inhale, feel that stretch through the right side. As we exhale, maybe lowering down to the elbow. And then inhale, coming up, reaching the arms high. Exhale, we're going to bring the arms out to the sides here with the thumbs facing up towards the sky and just start to rotate the arms backwards. So really tiny circles here. So we're using those thumbs to help keep the arms active. Just rolling the arms back, just starting to wake those shoulders up. And then we're going to turn the thumbs down towards the floor and rotate the arms forwards. Just bringing that movement through. Couple more breaths. And lowering the arms to the mat here. We're going to take the right ear towards the right shoulder. So just gently bringing it over, and we're making sure here that we're not bringing that shoulder up towards the ear. We're really grounding down through the shoulders and just lowering that right ear. Option to stay here, or maybe walking the left fingertips out towards the side. So you can feel that stretch through the left side of the neck. Inhale, coming back through to center. Taking the left ear this time over to that left shoulder. And you can just close your eyes here, just bringing that breath into the body. So we're just focusing, finding that stretch. Maybe walking the right fingertips this time out towards the right. And inhale, gently coming up through center. We're going to bring the hands here and interlace them, so interlacing the fingers. And as we exhale, we're going to push the arms away from us. And we're rounding the upper back here, almost hollowing out the belly, so squeezing the belly towards the spine. Inhale, bring the hands back towards the chest. Exhale, we're going to release the arms, but we're going to bring them up at a little bit of an angle here. Again, rolling through that upper back, squeezing the belly in. Inhale, bringing the hands back to center. Exhale, reaching up a little higher this time. Curving that upper back, sucking that belly in. Inhale, bringing the hands back to center. And as we exhale here, we're going to bring the arms all the way up above us. Reaching, sending those shoulders down the back. Waking the shoulders up again. One more breath here. Exhale, releasing the hands back to the heart center. We're going to change the grip here. So we're going to change the finger that's on the top of the hands. We're going to swap it around. So bringing that other finger on top, if that makes sense. And as we exhale, reaching those arms out again, arching the upper back, squeezing the belly in towards the spine. Inhale, bringing the hands towards the chest. Exhale, releasing, taking them up at a little bit of an angle, stretching through the back. Inhale, bringing the hands back through center. Exhale, a little higher this time. Inhale, back to the chest. And as we exhale here, taking those arms all the way up, sending the shoulder blades back down the back. 2 breaths here. And exhale, releasing the hands to the heart center. And we're just going to release. We're just going to shake out the wrists here, shake out the fingers. Make sure your rings don't go flying. Doing whatever feels good. We're just bringing some movement. If you've been on the computer all day, bringing some movement through the wrists, through the fingertips. And we're just going to release the right leg here. So taking that right leg out and bringing the left foot to the inside of that right thigh. And we're going to turn the body so the torso is facing over that right leg. Option, if you want to use your strap, you can just set it up, so bringing it along the sole of the foot and just placing it on the ground. Because here we're going to inhale, we're going to raise up, so we're growing tall through the sides of the body, squaring the body over that front leg. As we exhale, folding forwards, grabbing hold of the strap if you'd like to use it. So you always have the option here, you can bend into that front knee. This just helps to get a little bit more space for you to pull yourself forward. If you know you have that flexibility, then just keeping it straight. As we inhale, lifting the head, lifting the chest. Exhale, folding forwards. Keep working with that breath. And a good trick here, taking the gaze to the top of the toe, just keeping that neck elongated. One more breath here. Inhale, going to release the strap, gently walk the fingertips back up. Taking the left arm towards the side here, and we're going to reach over with the right arm. And this right foot is still active, so the toes are facing up towards the ceiling. We're engaging the shin, the knee, that thigh. Inhale, coming up to center, reaching those arms up. Exhale, begin to fold forward, bringing the fingertips to the floor here. And just lowering the head, releasing through the shoulders. Option just to stay here, releasing through the sit bones. That right foot is still active. Option, you can lower to the hands, maybe to the forearms, or maybe all the way down towards the mat. Again, keeping that bend in the knee if you need it. And inhale, gently walking yourself back up. And we're going to change sides, so bringing the left leg out, bringing that right foot in, placing it on the inside of that left thigh. And again here, just before we fold forward, setting ourselves up with that strap if you'd like to use it. So just bringing it through the sole of the foot, leaving it on the floor. Again, bending the knee if you'd like to. We're going to inhale, raise those arms up, squaring the torso along that left leg. Exhale, reaching forward. So we're not folding, arching, we're reaching the chest forwards. Holding onto that strap. So your arms should be, if you've got the strap, about halfway down. And we want that bend in the elbows. So as we inhale, we're almost pulling our chest forwards. Exhale, folding. Keeping the foot active. One more breath here. And inhale, releasing that strap, gently coming back up. We're going to take the right arm this time out towards the side, keeping that left foot active, reaching over with the left arm. And again, if you feel like you can go lower, you can always lower down to that right elbow. Just making sure the foot is still active, so we're engaging that left leg. Inhale, gently coming up through to center. Exhale, folding forwards. Again, just coming to those fingertips. Maybe coming to the hands, maybe lowering to the forearms. So when I mentioned sitting on a yoga block or a cushion at the beginning of class, it's because it tilts the pelvis forwards. So it almost gives you more space to create that fold. So if you wanted to use it throughout the classes, I think you can really start seeing that progression helping you to fold forward and release through the shoulders so you're not hunching over. Inhale, walking the fingertips back up towards you. And we're going to release the right leg this time. So just removing the strap. So bringing the legs out in front of us, they don't have to be super wide. The feet are active, toes are facing the ceiling. Option here, bringing a bend into the knees. As we inhale, raising those arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. If you have that flexibility, just keeping the legs straight. Challenging yourself, maybe lowering down to the forearms here. One more breath. Inhale, gently coming up, walking those fingertips back up towards us, bringing the hands onto the knees, and we're going to take those knees together. Bringing the hands either side of us, fingertips facing forwards, and we're going to lower the knees to the right side, squaring the shoulders to the front of the room. Inhale, coming through center, exhale to the left side. So just a counter pose to those fold forwards. Inhale, one more time each side. Option, if you want to deepen the stretch, you can take the right leg over the left, bringing both legs down. Keep squaring those shoulders. Coming up through center. As we exhale, taking both knees over to the left, or maybe crossing that left leg over the right, lowering them down. You can really feel the stretch through the glute muscles, through the hip flexors. Inhale, bringing those legs up, untucking here. We're going to make our way onto all fours, so coming onto the knees, making sure here that the knees and the hips are in one line, and the hands and the shoulders are in one line, so they're underneath. And just swaying the hips side to side here. Just bringing that movement, maybe taking the hips back towards the heels, and then taking the big circles around to the front, back towards the heels. Just seeing what feels good. Maybe reversing that circle. And coming back into your static. We're going to come into a couple of rounds of our cat-cow here. So we're going to press through the hands, pressing through every single fingertip. Inhale, lifting the head, lifting the chest, raising up. Exhale, arching that upper back, sending the chin towards the navel. Inhale, rolling that chest through, opening through the collarbone. Exhale. Inhale. And as we exhale here, we're going to round the upper back and then push back into our child's pose, reaching those fingertips forwards. Inhale, bringing ourselves forward, coming up into our cat. Exhale, pushing back into that child's pose. Keep using your breath here. So with that inhale, we're coming up into that cow. Exhale, into that cat position. Rolling back into your child's pose. So we're just bringing some movement, like a wave, working with the breath. One more time. And coming back to your static tabletop here. We're just going to walk the hands here. So we're going to tuck the feet. Option here. If it's too uncomfortable to tuck the toes, you can just keep the feet flat on the floor. Walking the hands back towards the knees. So you can start off with those toes tucked if you want, and halfway through just release them if it's a bit too much. We're going to come into our eagle arms from here. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms out to the side, and then reaching to the back of the room. We're stretching, opening through the chest. Exhale, we're going to bring the right arm underneath, left arm on top. Crossing the arms in the middle, bringing them up, and you can take the backs of the hands together, or maybe you can wrap them all the way around so that the palms meet. Coming into our eagle arms. And just tucking the chin here. As we inhale, begin to raise those elbows up. Reaching high. Keep tucking that chin. And we're really breathing into the shoulder blades, into the neck muscle. As we exhale, releasing the hands, bringing the arms wide, stretching back. Exhale, bringing the left arm underneath, right arm on top this time. Coming into it the opposite side. Again, tucking the chin, raising those elbows up. And just taking a few breaths here, deeply in towards the shoulder blades. And exhale, releasing the hands. Inhale, bringing them wide. As we exhale, just releasing the hands back down to the floor. And we're just going to pat the back of the toes out. So we're just releasing through the backs of those toes. And tucking the toes here again. And we're going to inhale, begin to glide back into our first downward dog of the day. Maybe your second one, I'm not sure. But we're just pedaling those feet out. Really stretching. As we inhale here, coming up onto the tiptoes. And as we exhale, releasing the heels down towards the mat. Inhale, coming up onto those tiptoes, reaching the sit bones high. Exhale, releasing the heels down to the mat. And then staying here, we're going to bend into the knees and see if we can bring the chest towards the thighs. Coming onto those tiptoes. And as we exhale, we're just going to release the heels down so it almost stretches through the back without the body moving. Inhale, bending through the knees, bringing that chest as close to the thighs as possible. Exhale, just releasing the heels down. One more time here. Inhale, bending into those knees, bringing the chest towards. Exhale, releasing the heels down. And just lowering the knees to the mat here, taking them as wide as the mat, pushing back into your child's pose. Reaching the fingers forward, releasing the head, releasing the neck. Just taking some deep breaths. And as we inhale here, bringing ourselves forward into that tabletop position, tapping the back toes, gliding back into your downward dog. And we're going to look forward here and just walk the feet all the way to meet the hands, really slowly, one footprint at a time, coming into our forward fold. So really bending into the knees here, resting the chest on the thighs, holding onto opposite elbow if it feels okay. And just swaying side to side. Bringing the weight here into the toes and then back into the heels. Maybe you can straighten those legs slightly. Nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. Releasing the hands towards the mat as we inhale, gently rolling up. Keeping a bend in the knees here. Peeling ourselves. Really slowly. Inhale, bringing that head up last. And we're going to come into a few of our sun salutations here just to bring some heat into the body. So you always have the option when we come into our high plank to lower the knees. And if you don't feel comfortable coming down onto the belly today, you can just come straight back into our downward dog or the child's pose. So we're going to bring the toes together at the front of the mat, bringing the heels slightly apart, bringing the palms to face the front of the room. I'm going to bring the shoulders here up, back and down. As we inhale, raising the arms up, growing tall through the heels all the way to the crown of the head. As we exhale, hinging at the hips, folding forwards, bending the knees if we need to, bringing the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, half lift to fingertips or hands to the shins. Exhale, we're going to plant the hands here, stepping back into our high plank. Taking a deep breath here. And as we exhale, lowering the knees, tilting the chest over the hands, and exhale, lowering all the way down to the belly. Untucking those toes at the back. I'm going to press through the hands either side of the chest. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the head, lifting the chest. Coming into our low cobra. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, pushing up into that low cobra. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, pushing up into that low cobra one more time. Option, you can start to straighten the arms, coming up into our upward facing dog. As we exhale, releasing back into our downward dog. Pedaling through the feet. And we're going to take a deep inhale here, lifting the right leg up towards the sky. And then bending, if it feels okay, into that right knee. You can almost bring it over to the left side. So we're stretching through that right side body. And taking a deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to bring that right knee all the way through, hugging it up into the chest. Exhale, sending it back into our three-legged dog. Inhale, bringing that right knee into the chest. Exhale, back to our three-legged dog. One more time, inhale, bringing that knee through, squeezing it up. Exhale, sending it back to that three-legged dog, and just releasing that leg down here. Coming to the other side. Inhale, lifting the left leg up towards the sky. Put a bend in that knee if it feels okay. Stretching into that left side body. Bending into that knee. And as we exhale, bringing the knee in towards the chest. Inhale, sending it back. Exhale, bringing that knee into the chest. Inhale, sending it back. One more time, exhale, hugging that knee in, squeezing it in towards the chest. And as you exhale, sending it back, coming into your three-legged dog, and just releasing the foot down to the floor. Pedaling those feet out. And we're going to walk the hands here all the way back to meet the feet. And we're just going to take the feet here about the width of the mat. So just bringing them about the width of the mat. And we're going to turn the toes out towards the sides. As we inhale, bringing the palms to the heart center. And as we exhale, we're going to begin to bend into the knees, lowering down into our yogic squat. So if you can't get the heels down, you can always put something underneath. And we're going to press the elbows here to the insides of the knees, opening them up, sending that chest forwards. And we're stretching through the hips here. Keep that breath moving. Exhale, releasing the hands to the mat. Inhale, gently lifting ourselves up. Keeping the feet with that same width, but we're going to bring the toes so that they're parallel to the front of the mat here. And we're going to release the right hand down to the mat, coming onto the fingertips maybe. Inhale, reaching up through that left arm and bending into the right leg. So maybe just coming onto the fingertips. Maybe now, because we put that bend in the right leg, we can come down to the hand. Feeling that stretch through that left leg. Exhale, we're going to release the left arm down, planting it into the middle as we inhale, lift up through that right arm, bending into the left leg. Keeping that breath going, taking the gaze to the top hand. One more breath here. Exhale, releasing the hand down. And we're just going to bring the feet a little closer together, coming into our half lift. Exhale, folding forwards. And inhale, gently bringing ourselves up, reaching the arms to the top of the mat. Exhale, hands to your heart center. And just coming to walk to the top of the mat. Bringing those toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhale, raising the arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, planting those hands, stepping back into that high plank. Taking a deep inhale here, and we're pushing out of the hands, out of the shoulders, slightly arching the upper back, sending those heels all the way to the back of the room, engaging that belly. And as we exhale, lowering to the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, rolling up to that low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, gliding back into your downward dog. And as we inhale, looking forwards, walking or stepping the feet to the front of the mat, coming into that half lift. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, bringing yourselves up, reaching the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, we're raising those arms up, growing tall. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping back into that high plank. Taking that deep inhale. As we exhale, either lowering to the knees, chest, chin, we're going to tilt the weight forwards and push the elbows towards each other and lower down, hovering just above the mat. Inhale to that low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, gliding back into your downward dog. And just taking 3 breaths here. So making sure in our downward dog, we're pressing through the 3 middle knuckles. We're externally rotating those shoulders, taking the gaze to the tops of the thighs. And the feet should be about hip width apart at the back of the mat. And as we inhale here, we're going to raise the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing it forwards, placing it between the hands here. Lowering the back knee down. Inhale, raising the arms up. Keeping that breath moving through the body. Shoulders are away from the ears. So to begin with, it's really easy for us to sink into those hips. So here we just want to push back, push the body away from the knee. Find our center. Bring that right hip back, left hip forward. And then bring that knee slightly over so it's over the ankle. Taking a deep inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to bring the left arm to the outside of that right knee. And taking the right arm behind us here, either placing it on the lower back or resting it onto the thigh. Taking the gaze over the right shoulder. Using your breath. Finding strength in the twist. Challenging your balance. Inhale, bringing the arms back up through to center here. Exhale, folding forwards. Planting that left hand. Inhale, raising up through the right. An option here. You can stay here or maybe tuck the back toes and lifting that back knee off the floor. And taking that gaze to the top hand. We're staying strong, keeping that bend in the front knee. Exhale, releasing the knee down at the back and releasing that right hand. We're walking the fingertips towards us, bringing the right foot up towards the face. Coming onto the fingertips, helping to raise the chest up and making sure with that left hip, it's over the left knee. So we're not twisting too much to the side. And just staying here. Well, when we're breathing into this resistance, maybe we can begin to walk the fingers forwards a little bit. And as we exhale, releasing that front foot down, bringing the hands either side of the front foot. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, and we're going to push back into our plank position. Option here, you can come straight back into a downward dog, or you can take a flow, so a little vinyasa, Option lowering to the knees, chest, chin, lowering down to the belly. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Coming to that left side, inhale, lifting the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing it forwards, placing it between the hands, giving it that helping hand if you need to. Lowering the back knee down. Inhale, raising up. Again, we're going to bring the body back, so away from that front knee, just to get that balance. Squaring the hips, so bringing the left hip back, right hip forward, and then we can bend into that front knee a little more. Shoulders are down, away from the ears, focusing on that breath. Releasing that right hand to the left outer knee, taking the left arm behind us, either to that lower back, or maybe we can hold on to the thigh. And we're taking that gaze over the left shoulder. Keep engaging that core. The face and the muscles are relaxed. The face and the muscles? Okay. Losing my mind. The muscles in the face. Maybe just smile. I'll say that next time. Inhale, reaching those arms up through center. Exhale, releasing them either side of the front foot. And we're going to press through the right hand this time. Inhale, lift up through the left. So coming into that twist, really gentle. Staying here with the knee down or maybe tucking the back toes, lifting that back knee off the floor. So these options are here for you. Maybe you're not feeling it today. Maybe you are feeling a challenge. So just listening to the body, taking whatever feels right. One more breath here. Exhale, we're going to lower the top hand and release that back knee down, walking the fingertips towards us, bringing that left foot up towards the face. Keep squaring those hips. Again, just coming onto the fingertips, finding that length in the chest. Maybe just staying here, focusing on the breath, or you can start to fold over that front leg. One more breath here. As we exhale, releasing that front leg down, bringing the hands either side, tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee, stepping back into that high plank. Option to push back into your downward dog or take your chaturanga. Being mindful. Inhale to your low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to your downward dog. And we're going to inhale here, lift the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing it forwards, placing it in front of the hands, between the hands, sorry. And we're going to come onto the fingertips here, engaging the core. Inhale, begin to raise the arms all the way up. Reaching through those fingers. So we keep squaring through those hips, bringing that right hip back, left hip forward. And we have that 90-degree bend in that front knee. Keep reaching up. And as we exhale here, lowering the arms, bringing them behind us, and we're going to send the chest forward over that front knee. Reaching through the fingertips, opening through the chest. Keep breathing. One more breath here. Inhale, raising the arms up. And as we exhale here, we're going to bring ourselves all the way forward, one big step to the top of the mat. Releasing the hands to your heart center, wiggling those legs out. Inhale, raising the arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping back into that high plank. Either gliding back into your downward dog or taking a chaturanga. Low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, coming into your downward dog. Lifting with this inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing it forwards, placing it between the hands. Giving it that helping hand if you need to, coming onto the fingertips, opening through the chest. As we inhale, raising all the way up into our crescent lunge. Left hip comes back, right hip comes forwards. Steadying that breath. One more hold here. Exhale, releasing the arms, bringing them behind us, sending that chest this time over that front knee. Really reaching back through those fingertips. Keeping that bend in the front knee. And that back leg is straight, so we're reaching through. Inhale, raising the arms up. And as we exhale, bending into that front leg, bringing the right leg to come and meet it. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Wiggling those legs out, well done. And we're going to take the legs. So stepping back with your right foot, about 3 or 4 feet. And we're going to turn the feet in so that the feet are parallel with that long side of the mat. Toes are facing in, so we're slightly pigeon-toed. And we're tucking the pelvis under, engaging the core, bringing those arms out towards the side here. Taking a deep inhale. As we exhale, we're beginning to fold forward, so we're like diving forwards, bringing the fingertips to the middle of the mat. If you can't quite reach, maybe you just need to take the feet a little wider, so getting a longer stance. As we inhale to half lift, exhale, lowering down. Just keep using that breath. Inhale to half lift, exhale, lowering down. Bringing the weight into the toes just slightly. This helps us to fold a little deeper. Option here, you can turn the fingers to the back of the room and start to walk the hands through the legs. As we inhale, walking the hands back to those fingertips, coming into a half lift. Exhale, folding forwards. And inhale, we're going to bring the hands to the hips, gently bringing ourselves back up. Rolling the shoulders back. Again, we're going to inhale, puff that chest out. Exhale, begin to fold forward. You can always keep a micro bend in the knees if you need to protect them, if they're sensitive. And here we're going to hold on to the big toes with those peace fingers, so the 2 fingers on the hands. We're hooking those fingers under the toes. Inhale, coming to that half lift. Exhale, folding, bending into those elbows. Just taking a few breaths here. We're actively pulling up through the toes. Inhale, releasing the hands. And we're going to bring the hands here to the middle of the mat, so right underneath the face. Planting the left hand. Inhale, begin to lift up with the right. Reaching, finding that twist. Exhale, releasing down. Bringing the right hand under the face this time. Inhale, lifting up with the left arm. Exhale, releasing down. And here we're going to take the right hand and bring it across. So we're going to hold on either to that left ankle or left shin, maybe even taking it to the thigh. And then bringing the other hand to the thigh as well. So we're like twisting ourselves, maybe raising that left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, releasing. Bringing the right hand to that thigh, the shin or the ankle. Once you've found your balance, maybe we can inhale here, lift up through that right arm. One breath here. Exhale, releasing the hands down, bending into the knees and just tiptoeing the feet towards each other here. Coming into a half lift. And exhale, just folding forwards. Inhale, gently bringing yourself all the way up. Wiggling those legs out. And coming to the front of the mat. Inhale, here we're going to come into our chair pose. So bringing the toes together, heels slightly apart. And again, we're going to tuck that pelvis under as we inhale, reach the arms up, and then sit back into that chair pose. Squeezing those knees together. Keep tucking that tailbone underneath. Using the breath. And here we're going to lower the hands to our heart center. Taking a deep inhale. As we exhale, we're going to bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Coming into a little twist. Keep squeezing those knees together. One breath here. Inhale, coming through to center. Exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And we keep pressing those palms together here. Taking the gaze to the top elbow. Inhale, coming through to center. Exhale, releasing down, coming into a forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, stepping back into your high plank here. And then just pushing all the way back into your downward dog. Pedaling those legs out. And releasing the knees to the mat. Pushing back into your child's pose. Just taking a few breaths here in your child's pose. Coming into slowing that breath down. And as we inhale, just gently bringing ourselves forwards and swinging the legs round, bringing them out in front of us. And keeping a bend in the knees, we're going to bring the hands behind the thighs or behind the knees, coming onto those tiptoes. Inhale, begin to raise the legs up. Option to stay here, or maybe we can open the arms up to the sides. Taking a deep inhale. As we exhale, we're going to elongate that right leg. So straighten that right leg. Inhale, bringing it in towards us. Exhale, straightening the left leg. Bring it back towards us. Exhale, left leg straightening. Engaging that core. Inhale, back towards us. Exhale, left leg. Last time, I promise. Inhale, bringing it in. Holding here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hugging the knees in towards you. Taking those arms out. Reaching those arms forward. And we're going to exhale here, just gently lowering down. So we're massaging through the lower back, the middle back, and the shoulder blades. Hugging the knees into the chest. And just taking the hands to the knees here. Maybe taking some circles, so rotating one way. And then the other way. And just bringing the feet down to the mat here. And we're going to bring the hands down, so palms facing down. And bringing the feet towards the sit bones, just close enough so you can tickle the backs of the heels. And we're going to press here through the feet, through the hands, taking a deep inhale. We're going to lift the hips up. Start to raise those hips up. Pressing through the palms, and we're pressing through the feet. Activating the thighs, sending the knees towards the room. The back of the room or the front room, whichever way you're facing. And we're engaging the glutes, so squeezing those glutes together. Holding here. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, releasing. Option, we're going to come into this one more time. So as we inhale, pressing through the hands, lifting those hips up. And we can stay here, or maybe interlacing the hands underneath our sit bones, rolling onto the tops of the shoulders. And here it just helps us get a little bit more height. So we're still pressing through the feet, pressing those hands into the mat, engaging the glutes. Holding here. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, releasing those hands. Rolling back down, hugging the knees in towards the chest. And here we're going to cross the right leg over the left, so as if we're sitting on a chair. And then begin to hug the knees into the chest here. Option, you can stay here, or sliding the hands down the shins, and we're almost guiding the shins towards the armpits. Staying here, or maybe taking the outsides of the feet and drawing the feet in towards the hips. So this is our shoelace pose. And it really stretches, so this side it stretches through that right glute muscle. And we're lowering the shoulders, lowering the head. Just start taking some deep breaths. It's quite a deep stretch. And just releasing the feet. And we're going to bring the knees together here, taking the arms out wide across the floor. As we exhale, lowering the legs down to the left side. We're going to take the gaze over the right shoulder. And we're just releasing here through the lower back, through the lumbar. As we inhale, gently coming up through to center. We're going to cross the left leg this time over the right. And just begin to hug those knees into the chest. Maybe just staying here. This is enough for you, just staying here. Or after breathing into the resistance, maybe we can slide the hands down towards the shins. And here we're guiding the shins towards the hips, towards the armpits. Again, option to stay here or taking the outsides of the feet. Maybe just closing your eyes and really directing that breath to any areas of tightness or tension. So if you suffer from sciatica, this is a really good stretch to do at night, just before you go to bed, or maybe first thing in the morning. Just helping to release. Gently releasing those feet here, hugging the knees in towards the chest. We're going to take the arms out across the floor, palms facing down, and as we exhale, releasing the knees to the right side this time. Just taking the gaze over the left shoulder. And inhale, gently coming up through to center here. And if you've got your strap near you, we're going to take the strap over the soles of the feet. Ooh. So just bringing it over the soles of the feet. And as we inhale, begin to lift the legs up towards the sky, bringing those hands about halfway down, making sure we've still got that bend in the elbows. And again, you can start with some really bent legs, and as we use that breath, maybe starting to straighten them, just to as much as you can, practicing without judgment. So it's quite good to do it at the beginning of practice, but at the end, it almost makes you feel a bit better because you've loosened up, your legs are ready, they've released. And if you're not using a strap, that's fine. You can just keep those legs elevated, so it's quite hard to keep them there with no strap or no hands. You can take the challenge if you want. After using the strap, you can just remove it and just see if you can hold those legs up. This is actually quite a good yin posture, so it helps with the bladder stimulation, with the gallbladder as well. You can just hold behind the backs of the knees if you like, the thighs. One more breath here. And exhale, bringing those knees in towards the chest, removing the strap if you're using it. And we're just going to take the knees about hip width apart, sending the feet up towards the sky, but keeping that 90-degree bend. Taking our arms to the insides of the legs, holding the outsides of the feet. So we're coming into our happy baby. Option, if this is too deep, you can just bring your hands behind the knees. And again, we're really guiding those knees in towards the armpits. Flattening that tailbone across the floor. And you can bring some movement if it feels okay, maybe rocking side to side. Massaging through the lower back, through the spine. Option here on the inhale, we can see if we can lengthen that right leg out. Exhale, bringing it in. Inhale, releasing the left leg out. Exhale, bringing it in. And maybe releasing both out. You can just hold the backs of the thighs here or behind the knees. Just stretching our final stretch. And then coming to release the legs, taking them out across the mat. Coming into our Shavasana. Tucking those shoulder blades underneath. And maybe closing the eyes here, bringing the arms away from the body, palms facing up. And just starting to release through the head. Releasing through the jaw, the neck muscles. Releasing any tension in the hips. Keeping the belly soft. And this is your rebound. This is your time to let go. Feeling a vibrational quality in the hands and the feet. And we're just going to start to deepen that breath. And taking any last movements you wish. Rolling through the ankles, through the wrists, moving the fingers and the toes. Maybe stretching overhead like you do in the morning. Hugging the knees into the chest. And when you're ready, we're just going to make our way slowly up to a seated position. And we're just going to keep the eyes closed for now, so just keeping them soft. And we're going to bring the hands to the knees, palms facing up, or you can just release the hands into the lap. And we'll come to seal the practice with 3 rounds of our lion's breath. So inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, sticking the tongue out. And bringing those palms together, taking a deep inhale. Exhale, folding forwards, sealing the practice. Thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful evening. I hope you feel relaxed after your day at work. And I'll see you all next week. I hope you feel good. Thank you. See you all soon.